July 4th plan, so let's get to it. We have no discipline motions. And I would entertain we have no changes to our agenda. So I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and the agenda approval at the same time.
I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or changes? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Mrs. Corbin?
Yes.
Dr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Dr. Ashton?
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much. That brings us to, let's see, did we just pass? A whole bunch of stuff. Improvement plans, government, the state field trip, public comments. Thank you, sir. It would be, we need some.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Mark Basie's facilitator at District Athletics. Here to give an update on girls flag football. First off, I'd like to thank with Dr. Geddes, the entire Board of Education for really pushing and being overwhelmingly enthusiastic about us starting this here in the first year that the state is offering flag football. While other schools are waiting a year or two to get going, you guys were really excited, as we were excited to take this on. So they had their first practice, as teams can do over the summer, and we had 35 girls out in the summer for a practice. And a lot of it, what we had been told going into this and what I had updated you guys with was girls are going to come out that have never been out for sports before. We're seeing that. Because nobody has ever played this before, girls are going to feel more comfortable. There's not going to be cliques. Everybody's going to be in it together. We're seeing that happen. The skill level when they first came out was what you expected for people that have never done anything before. And in the 8 practices that they've had up until today, and then I was out there today watching them, they've already improved drastically in that short amount of time. Their attitudes are great. It's one of the coolest things that I've watched recently that's been going on. A couple things coming up. What we're going to do now that as the field is looking like it's going to be done on time, and unless there's a major hiccup, the first game of the year we're going to open the new field with the girls game on October 29th. And then the boys will play that Friday night, but we wanted the girls to take the field first on the Thursday. So we're really looking forward to that. The uniforms that we've gotten from the Chicago Bears are in. They've invited us up for their practice on the 23rd of July to go up there to bring the girls to meet the coach, to say thank you for helping us out and getting us going. And then they're going to have a little clinic for the girls to learn some things in. And then we've been asked on July 12th for our girls to come over into Bloomington. Since there's no officials for flag football yet, or there are limited officials, they're having an officials clinic where the referees and the officials are all learning the rules and regulations. And they've asked our team to come over and be kind of one of the 2 teams that's playing. So there's people that are always reaching out to us. There's people that are always checking in on what we're doing. Since I last updated you guys, Urbana High School has moved forward and they've gotten the approval to go. And other teams are reaching out to us and asking what's going on. And again, the girls are so excited. It's everything that we hoped it would be. And so that's what I have for you guys tonight.
That's awesome.
And again, thank you guys all for pushing this here in Danville for the kids.
We're excited.
Yep.
Where do they practice?
They're at the practice field right now, and then once the field gets done, they'll practice on the main field. Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Go and check them out.
It'll be good.
And now that it's gone and the girls are starting maybe to talk to other girls, there's other girls that said, hey, I'd like to, can I latch on?
Yeah, so yeah, these are just kind of informal summer practices, workouts. The official season will start in August, and we know of at least 10 to 15 girls that aren't here in the summer that are definitely coming out at that point. And we're expecting 50 to 60 girls by August.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that first night will be 2 games. It'll be a varsity game first and followed by a JV game.
Yeah.
So hopefully all the girls get a chance to take the field. A lot of them have mentioned they're excited to run out of the tunnel. Like they've seen that happen on Friday nights, and they want to run out of the tunnel themselves.
Will they still be under the same guidelines as the other sports, NC?
Correct.
AA?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Maybe we get a band out there too.
We're hoping. Representatives from the Bears are coming for the first game. They want to see it. We're gonna try to do it right the first game.
Yeah.
Video board is gonna help.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, great job. Thank you.
No,
When
thank
Mr.
you.
Basie shared this in our cabinet meeting, it was too good to keep it, and I was like, "Could you please come?" Because I sent everybody home. I was like, "Could you please come and share that with the community? Because that was too good to keep." So
Yeah.
great job.
Glad to do it. Thank you.
That's
Way to
awesome.
go.
We're excited to see it. I
to
think
go.
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a ride.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, my mind's perception and what the reality is going to be, I know are going to be, I'm probably going to be exceeded by, their enthusiasm.
And I've had countless people in the community say, "Oh, if it was here when I was here, I would have played. I would have played."
Yeah.
Countless women. that-
Played.
so-
I would have done it for sure.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Okay, any other comments? No?
I don't know if there were reports.
Just gonna check the recorder, see if it's working.
It's good.
Okay. Item 6, press policy, which is a recommendation, which is our policy update of press policy issue 114.
And so this is a second reading, because it's been on the agenda for a minute. We have provided an outline, and you can see the majority of it is the legal references that are changing, and I believe there was one, and it was because the state made a change to their sexual harassment policy, and so we had to just get that wording into all of ours. And this is a second reading.
There's a nice update there with, that's highlighted, the 5-page update of the highlights of it. So if you want to take a look at that. So I would entertain a motion for the approval of these updates.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? First of all, I want to thank for all the work done on that because that's tedious. So we thank you before we vote on it. So
Thank you, Dr. Jacoby.
yeah, thank you, Dr. Jacoby. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Corbett,
Yes.
Ms. Payne,
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader,
Yes.
Pastor Miller,
Yes.
Dr. Ashton.
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Policy is very important to the board, and that's why it needs to be continually updated and reviewed because the laws change, the rules change, and we try to keep up with that with our policy. Otherwise, we might find ourselves in violation of some sort of state statute or some sort of policy that we should be in line with. So we try to do our best keeping up with that. Item number 7, curriculum. Wouldn't be a meeting without it. So thank you. How's your summer going?
Great.
Good.
Good evening. Mary Ellen Button, Director of Curriculum. Nice to see you all. And I'm always excited to talk about science and can't wait for this. So it has been a bit since we've updated our 5th through 8th grade curriculum, and I was actually reflecting on it. The last time we did this, we were actually in the boardroom at the Jackson building.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember we had a good conversation about the materials that we ordered at that time because we bought brand new materials with our old series. So it's been that long since we've looked at new curriculum. So if that tells you anything.
New elements have been discovered.
Yes, probably. Yes, and some planets have been retired
Yeah.
and or not retired, redesignated as not planets anymore. So since then, so we are asking to pilot some new for our 5th through 8th grade students. New materials, and for Southview and Northridge students, Kenneth D. Bailey, and then obviously Northeast as well in 5th and 6th grade. The pilot for this will cost about $76,000. $160.24. And this does include some materials, digital and print, all the digital materials, but we're not getting new, we're gonna use our equipment. We're not buying any new equipment with this. And then training is included for staff as well. And it'll take place during the school year, and then we'll just make a determination at that time if we need to move on with, if we can adopt this series or look at new, maybe look at a different series if we're not happy with this one. And so we would like, this is for a recommendation this evening.
Okay, board.
I
Well,
move we approve.
Second.
have a motion and a second for a science pilot for $76,160.24. Any questions or comments?
Are the teachers enthusiastic about this curriculum?
They are the ones that chose this one. They looked at several. We looked at them with them. They felt this was the strongest contender. So yes, I mean, this is, they were fairly unanimous, which is, I always am very happy when we have a unanimous group. I don't think we had any dissension, which is very unusual. So I'm happy about that part. And the other thing that's nice about it is it's the same company, Amplify, that aligns with the pilot that we're doing in ELA in those same grade levels. So the lesson setup is similar, so that should be really nice for the students too, even though they're different subjects. So there's some similarities. That's always good for our kids with that language, like how the language, when those things are similar.
Great.
So it goes from 5th grade to
To
8th.
to 8th grade. Mm-hmm.
See, couple buildings. Okay. Okay, for $76,160.24 for a silence pilot program. Roll call vote, please.
Pastor Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Schrader,
Yes.
Ms. Payne,
Yes.
Mrs. Corby,
Yes.
Dr. Ashton.
Yes, motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Hope it works.
Me too.
Hope so. The best thing in the planet is that curriculum.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Geddes, John Hart, Assistant Superintendent. Tonight I just have an informational item about a vehicle that is needed, requested, approved by the Wheeler Foundation for a vehicle to pull our STEP, the high school special education food truck, if you will, our coffee truck, our coffee trailer. Viking Perks, thank you, you're right. So that vehicle, Mrs. Bailey completed a grant with the Wheeler Foundation and they did approve that grant. So really just kind of celebrating that they approved that grant. So they are purchasing the vehicle for us, and as soon as we can get our hands on a vehicle, we will be purchasing it. So just
The difficulty is
informational.
we did go to bid for it. Go ahead. We went to bid for it and could not. Go ahead, Seth. He's gonna add something to it.
We put it out for bid and we're proactive with the bids. I learned that under Mr. Truex. So we sent it out to dealerships instead of just doing the legal notice, and all the dealerships that we sent it to declined because they're not manufacturing that right now, possible after the first of the year.
We actually cannot just, okay, well, let's get a SUV. We have to go back to the foundation to get permission to change the type of vehicle. So Molly is gonna go back to the foundation. It actually, they wouldn't have that vehicle even made until mid-2025 because they only made 100. They weren't making them. And so instead of waiting and not have a way to pull our coffee trailer, we're gonna try to see if maybe we can get an SUV or used SUV or something, but we have to have that blessed by the Wheeler Foundation first. And once we get that blessed, we'll come back to you with a bid for whatever vehicle they give us permission to buy.
Is there any anticipation that they wouldn't go along with it?
I wouldn't think so,
They've
particularly when
been,
they.
no, they've been very generous
Accommodating,
this school year. This is probably the 4th or 5th grant that they've granted, and they've all been relatively large. They're a great support to our students with varying abilities.
So we expected to be able to come back to you with a bid that we could get you to approve, but we do not have one.
So if we go with an interim vehicle for this, are we gonna go for a new one later then?
Well, we're asking to be able to buy a new, maybe a SUV, a smaller truck or something, but we can't change the vehicle type at all.
Okay,
The
without
challenge
permission.
is that
I see.
The weight
So
of the
we're
trailer.
still, we will
right?
fill the need for this,
Mhm.
and that will take care of the next 8-10 years or so.
We need a vehicle that's big enough to pull the trailer.
Yeah, got it,
It's heavy, so.
which is sizable.
only one type of van has the towing capacity for it, so that was a struggle.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let us know. We're waiting for the update.
Will do.
Okay, number 9A, food service. More truck talk, more
Yes,
vehicles.
so I'm asking Mr. Oldfield to stay with me. Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Geddes. My name is Zetta Peugeot, I'm the Director of Food Service. I am here excited to place a recommendation for a food service delivery truck. This truck is, it's a gas truck with insulated box and refrigeration unit. It does not require a special driver's license. We went out to bid on July 1st. We received one bid from CIT Trucks in Champaign. And I would like to make the recommendation that we accept the bid for $115,998.
Move approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
Is it 98 or 58? Because I have two numbers here.
58. Thank you.
What what do we get with this truck? It's just like a van or?
No, it's it's a box truck that we will use to deliver food. A lot of the food a third of the food for the schools come from the warehouse. This will allow us to put pallets and deliver the food a little faster, as well as have the correct temperature mechanism for it.
Refrigerated.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Where's the money being pulled to pay for this?
It's coming out of the food
Food
service
service budget.
budget.
Could you check that again? Because I hear a lot of activity out there for me. Thank you.
So the closest comparison is like a U-Haul truck that has a lift gate on the back that lifts the pallets up and down. We have a large truck now at the warehouse, but it requires a special driver's license, and only one of our warehouse staff has that driver's license, so restricts what we could do with it.
You would have to go from the regular job to do the food delivery, because only one person can drive that
Correct.
truck. Okay.
Is the temperature monitored? Or is it just, like on some of the things is it monitored that it stays cold or cool within from one place to the other place?
One answer.
I know Mrs. Peugeot checks the food.
Yeah.
I guess I've heard about that with their current truck. But there is a monitoring unit inside the cab
Okay.
to let you know what the temperature is.
Our daughter works for produce. That's for a National Produce Alliance, and it's imperative that things
Maintain
be
temp.
temperature controlled. But some of the things be temperature controlled.
Yes.
Many of the things don't have to be, but there are some things that have to be. And I'm just wondering how we have to manage that. I don't know if we'd have to. That's why I'm asking. I doubt if we would have to, but I'm sure you keep your eye on it.
We do.
Right.
With the deliveries, we do. So,
Okay, because we're all about food safety, because we are all about food safety.
yes, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, board, so you have in front of you, so the total figure is 115,958,
9.
or is it?
958.
Yeah, because that's with make the refrigeration unit, to upgrade and the additions for it. Okay, if there aren't any other questions or comments, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Schrader?
Yes.
Ms. Payne?
Yes.
Pastor Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Corby?
Yes.
Dr. Ashton?
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Are you gonna bling it out with put
Seth said he wanted his picture on it saying we want you.
put it on the back, okay? Or is it just gonna be plain white and so?
We're gonna wrap it.
Yeah, because
That's marketing.
those, I know those wrap vehicles, I'm gonna say, look really
Like that
sharp.
rap bus.
Yeah, I'm a believer, okay? You can wrap my car, okay? You can D118 me, that'd be fine. They look good. That's good. Okay, I think we are to informational items.
Yes, so I have a very important one.
We're listening.
We have been notified that the Glazer Union, the union that is installing the doors and all of the glass at KDBA, they are on strike. Which means the strike for the insulating workers has ended, but this one has not. That will affect our ability to open KDBA for the new school year. So we will have to come up with a plan B. It is our plan. We have notified the staff this morning. We were notified this morning, and so we quickly called the board, notified the staff that we will have to come up with a plan B for opening KDBA, which means we're gonna apply for an emergency use of our new Carl facility. We're gonna try to find out what we can do there. It should take about a month when they end the strike and then go back to work you'll see all the tarp that's on KDBA right now. And certainly I couldn't ask the staff to work under those conditions. So if we can get an emergency use permit, we will try to use the Carl building in some capacity and open there under the emergency use. We do not have that plan worked out yet, as this information is 8 hours old. We'll figure it out. Certainly, if we can reorganize the district in a couple of weeks, we can get this together. So the team and I we will be meeting there at Carl to try to figure it out and get the appropriate permits. So thank you, KDBA staff, for your flexibility. You guys were great. I appreciate you jumping on the call this morning with Mrs. Campbell. And we will figure this out. We'll update you as we have more information. It would be great if this is settled tomorrow and I don't need to do any of this, or we don't need to do any of this, but it does not look like that is going to happen. So we will keep you posted. That is my information.
That is all?
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was gonna, is there any possibility that this gets done early, so, but we don't wanna, no speculation, and especially,
Because I don't want to be wrong.
yeah,
So-
we have no idea, I don't know. So that's up to
Okay.
them. May the forces be with
with us.
everybody, and may they settle for our district. Okay, any other comments you wanna make?
Happy 4th of July. Everyone be safe.
Good idea. Let's go right to left, Mr. Corley.
I really don't have any comments this
Excellent,
time.
that's fine.
I have two things. I had a chance to go to the AVID conference, and I was blown away by what I experienced there. I want to thank Mrs. Bunton for really giving me a very eye-opening experience. I had a chance to talk to people from all over the country, and this community and this district can be so incredibly proud of our staff. They, we were in Dallas. You could think, oh, they're going to go and just play. No, those teachers and administrators worked their tails off. They came back with plans. Every building had its own autonomy. They started with their ideal student and worked the way that they were going to put the AVID principles into it. They connected it all with the school improvement plans. It was so impressive, and I had a good expectation, but it so far exceeded my expectations that I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to have gone, and I have so many more tools in my toolbox now. I should have done a little AVID presentation. And so I have all sorts of ideas that I want to talk to Mrs. Button about, and once we get settled through the summer. The other thing is I just wanted to thank Mr. Bretz, the principal of Danville High School. My class had its class reunion here, 40 years, and he took us on a tour through the high school. And my classmates were blown away by, I want to thank Mr. Truax too, by all of the incredible upgrades and updates that have happened. And Seth also, they were walking around so proud of Danville, so proud of our district, saying nobody should ever complain about the educational opportunities here, and this rivals, and it's better than lots of private prep schools throughout the country, and they've seen it because they're living everywhere, from Manhattan to California. They were raving about what the facilities are at District 118, the opportunities at District 118. They visited the health clinic. They visited the 3D printing. They visited. We were in almost every square inch of that building. The one place we missed was the tunnel, and we had some football players that were there. They would have loved to have seen that, but every place else, it was such a great experience. And Mr. Bretz was so. He was wonderful. The only complaint was, this is a lot of walking, and we're old. But he did let us know he was born in 1984, so that was a little. The same year we graduated. That was a little. But beyond that, we were very pleased, and thank you to your team.
84. He was born in 84.
That's what he said. Maybe he was fibbing.
Yeah.
So it would make him 40. I don't know. We're telling your age. I hope you're watching, Mr. Bretz. But we were so grateful, and you know, it was some of these folks. It was one of their first times to come back home, and you know, you hear some of the bad stuff about the community. There's bad stuff to be heard of every community, but when you haven't been home for a long time, you hear that. But we had a chance to see the Fisher, but they were so impressed and so proud of our roots. And I just wanted to thank you, Dr. Geddes, thank Mr. Bretz, and everyone at the high school. It so exceeded my expectation. My June was amazing because of District 118. And happy 4th of July, and I'll stop talking now.
No, that was very good. Very good. Pastor?
Happy 4th of July to everyone, praying that everyone will be safe throughout the holiday, and congratulations on the flag girls football that's starting up and all of the excitement. And I'm glad that you have a lot of the students that are coming out to participate in that. And so, again, I was looking hard over at the field today, and I almost hit the curb and stuff, but I straightened up before. But anyway, just every time I go by, I'm glad to see, you know, everything is coming together, and we'll look forward to, you know, being out there to see everything happen this fall. But hope everybody continues to have a safe summer. And again, I'm proud to be a part of District 118. We had our 50-year class reunion a couple weeks ago, so it's a blessing to still be here. Thank you.
I wish everyone a happy July 4th, and for those of you who are going on vacation, enjoy. Speaking of the AVID program, the Danville District has been in the forefront since the beginning in 2000, because I remember us when we started it at Northridge, and it just continues to grow and get better and better every time. I'm looking forward to the flag football. I've never really watched it, but it sounds exciting. I don't want to play it, but I want to watch it. Thank you.
I bet you'd be good, though.
Oh.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm looking forward to the flag football. I think that's going to be exciting. I think another opportunity for our ladies. This is awesome. It is awesome. Another display of how District 118 gives as many opportunities to our students as we possibly can, so that everybody can excel to their own potential to reach their best, their utmost potential. Yep. So, which should be our mission statement. Happy 4th of July to all of you. We've already said that. And yes, the AVID, the music people came back, and I won't even mention any names, but they said, you'll know who they are. You know who they are. And they said the same thing. they said we kind of went. Some have been there before, but they said this year it blew them out because they said, oh, we came back with all sorts of stuff that we thought we would never be even thinking or talking about. So they're very excited. So it's nice to see them come back from development like this, that it's going to be useful, and they're excited to implement these things, and so they have lots of plans for the future. So I'm sure a lot of the other staff members had the same thing. So I agree. Everybody enjoy your vacations. We are going to be back here pretty soon in another school year. It just comes along quickly. So enjoy your summer. And with that, we are adjourned.
Can I-